Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the physical freestyle.
Stands on about time. Lloyd, a 2-1 home win against Deal and much needed 3 points. Well done. What did you make of the game?
We got 3 points. Yeah. That's about what I make of the game. I just said to the lads in there, listen, we got to take our wins when we get them. I think that's the worst we've played, other than Faversham, and we got points, and that wasn't because they were bad. You can dissect the game and go, listen, we had loads of chances. We played some really good football. I said at half time, there's 4 or 5 passages of play. If you just seen them, you'll think we're a team from 3 leagues above. And then there's 4 or 5 passages of play where we give the ball away and we look like an academy team smashing the ball in at each other in our own half and giving cheap possession away. I just said to the boys that, as much as I praise our forwards normally, I said to Gary and Louis at half time, as good as they are and they've been outstanding, and Gary gets us a winner today, and I'm grateful for Gary Lockyer today.
I'll put the ship's horn on.
Yeah, put the ship's horn on. I'm really grateful for Gary for getting us a winner today, because that's what he does, and that's what Louis does as well for us. Both of them, the ball bounced off them a lot tonight. It doesn't normally happen. I think defensively, we on Saturday, even against Chatham, our back four, we looked really solid. We didn't give cheap things away. We've looked solid for a few weeks. We looked like we was panicking. We looked like we've not won a game in God knows how long. And I just reminded them, we've been really good. But I go back to it and go back to the start of the interview. We've got 3 points. We needed 3 points. Yeah. That makes us feel a little more comfortable where we are. I said a few weeks back, if you go back to one of my first interviews, after 5 games last year, we only had 2 points. So you can look now and go, we've got 150% more than we had this time last season. So, but that wasn't the performance we were looking for, but it's a result we wanted. Results are everything. So we've got to take that. We've got to learn from that, and we've got to be better when we play in the Cup on Saturday, and certainly in the league games that are coming up. So if we play like that again, I don't expect us to win.
So is it a confidence thing that we seem, when we score, we always then seem to draw back and defend? Is that a confidence thing that we don't go on from that, do you think?
Well, I don't agree, Jez. I agree with you before about some of the things you said in the week. But, you know, if you look at, we scored at Herne Bay and we went on and could have scored 7 and we scored 3. We scored against Rains Park and we scored another and we never looked like we was going to concede. Tonight we looked edgy, and I don't know why we looked edgy, because when we started we looked really good. We was passing the ball about, and Will Moses was pinging balls left and right, so was Jack Dixon into our high full-backs, which was great. We scored a goal, and then it's as if we sat back and we changed the way we was playing. I said at half-time, you know, if we can pass it 30, 40 yards forward to one of our players, take that option rather than the 5 yards and smashing it at each other. But all over. But I will, you know, single people out. I said, I don't think Tate was great in the first half again today. I think perhaps after Saturday he might lack in a bit of confidence. But go back and look at the 2 saves he's made in that game in the second half. He gets us them points tonight. And I just reminded him of that. And it's because what I want Tate to do and what I want everyone to do is go, listen, we've got away with it, but actually I did my job at the end when he did that. So he's got to take a lot of confidence with them 2 magnificent saves. That's what he's about. That's the quality he's got. But we just need to be better than tonight if we want to get where we want to go in the league. I've been standing in front of you after we've lost and said, we're doing all right. We're a good side. If that had been the first game of the season, all I'd be pleased about is the 3 points. And that's all I'm pleased about tonight. I feel slightly sorry for them because I don't think they got what they deserved.
One of the players that was really playing well for me was Harrison in the first half. I thought played some superb touches, really confident on the ball. Well, was he injured? Is that why he had to go?
He was tight at half time.
Yeah.
When you look at Harrison's stats again, and that's one of the things we put up in the dressing room before, because I don't think we worked hard enough on Saturday. There's not been one game that he hasn't run over 11k, and on Saturday he ran 12 again. And at half time, I looked round and he was in Ben's having a massage, and his ankle and his calves were really tight. And then I watched him go out in the second half, and then there was a couple of little sloppy things that he did. I know I'm overcritical on him, but I instantly thought his calves are tight. There's a problem. If we persist with him and then all of a sudden he's injured, we've got no other midfielders back yet.
And he's the sort of lad that would want to stay on
when I dragged him off, I said, why have you dragged him off? I said, you can't move.
Yeah.
And he went, I don't care, I'll fight for that. I'm like, well,
amazing.
I care. And actually, putting Dicko in there wasn't a bad thing for us. It didn't change anything. So it was a bit of a precaution, but equally, he wasn't doing as well as he should have in the second half, whether he's injured or not. And we had some decisions to make. And I wanted to get Joe on. It gave us a little bit more height with Dicko and in there as well, and Joe and Will. So that was part of the plan. And we just need a few more players back. I'm looking round with 20 minutes to go, and I'm thinking I'd love a midfielder to bring on now.
Well, Sam Hasler was warming up before the game, which is kind of good to see. How far is he off?
I'm going to say 3 weeks because that's where I think it'll really be. I'm being told it might be 2 weeks. I'm being told Westy might be 2 weeks. So in 2 or 3 weeks, you've got them 2 back. And if you put them 2 back in there and you look at us, then you go, actually, that looks a lot stronger than where we are. But we just look a little bit thin on the ground when I look around at the bench. Not for players, but we've got defenders everywhere at the moment. So we've got a couple of decisions to make this week. We've got decisions to make whether we bring Noah back or leave him on loan for a little bit longer. And people might say, why don't you bring him back? You're short up front. Well, we've got 4 players fighting for 3 places at the moment. And they're fighting very hard and they're disappointed not to be in the team. Jeff scored again today. Gary scored again today. Louis got 8 in 10 or 11 now. Yeah. So that's phenomenal numbers. So it's going to be hard for anyone to break into that. But we just need a couple of the players back. We just need to be a little more composed. We need to be a little more assured of ourselves when we're at home and when we're away, when we're in possession. Because when I look at Rodney coming on, when I look at Jeff and I look at their quality, but sometimes when we go into that last 10 minutes, have we got that game management mentality where I can just flip it into a corner and then I'll keep it in a corner and be a bit more clinical about winning the game as opposed to a bit more panicked about not losing the game?
Probably could do with Barry Fuller back. And is he a long way off?
Well, I said to Barry tonight, we had a chat beforehand because Barry's starting a full-time job with the club tomorrow, which I'm delighted about. But I spoke to him, I said, how far away? He said, probably 2 or 3 weeks, but that could be 4 or 5 weeks. what I wouldn't give for a fit Barry Fuller,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly,
but a fit Sam Hassler, a fit Michael West, a fit Joey Taylor. You bring all 4 of them back in, but you're never going to have everyone fit, but two of that 4 would make a hell of a difference.
But we did well today. We got the 3 points. Similar team on Saturday, do you think, or would you change it around a bit?
We need to have a look at it. I mean, our priority, I'm not going to hide from it, is the league. But I also think momentum is everything. So I won't be going to Deal looking to not win that game. I'll be looking to go and win the game. But we need to assess people like Harrison. Jeff's limped off because he's rolled his ankle. Rodney wrote as soon as he come on, got kicked, which rolled his ankle. So all of a sudden, I've got 3 people that are saying their ankles are hurt and they're a little bit tight. So we might be walking wounded a little bit on Saturday. So we'll just have to see where we are. But we're going to go as strong as we can. But we're also mindful we've got a really tough game on Tuesday again.
Yeah, 3 Bridges.
3 Bridges at home, yeah.
Well done tonight. 3 points. Let's go on from there. Well
yeah,
done.
that's good.
Well done.
Cheers.